What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey, and today we're going to take a look at this NFL Sunday afternoon matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, so this game will be played in Cincinnati, Ohio, Paycor Stadium on October 6th. Kickoff is 1 p.m. East Coast time. The line has a little bit of movement. All right, so right now it's Cincinnati plus 2.5. Over-under is at 50.5. But the over-under in some places is at 49. And then also, the line was at one point, or might still be in some places, Baltimore -1. All right, so you can either get the -1 or the 2.5. Hopefully you can get in at that 1, guys, if you're looking at the Baltimore game, if you're looking for Baltimore. But let's go ahead and let's talk about this matchup real quick. So the Cincinnati Bengals are 1-3 this year after they defeated the Carolina Panthers by a score of 34-24 last week. Cincinnati led by 21-14 at the half and 31-14 in the third quarter, but did have to fight off a pesky Carolina team in the fourth. The Bengals were outgained by a total of 375-373 yards, tied the turnover battle at 1, and went 7 for 13 on third down in the game. Joe Burrow threw for 232, though, 2 touchdowns, but he had 1 interception. While Chase Brown, he rushed for 80 yards, 2 scores on 15 carries, guys. Cincinnati started the season with 3 straight losses against New England, Kansas City, and Washington before bouncing back last week against the lowly Carolina Panthers. Cincinnati offense is only averaging 25.5 points per game with 236 passing yards and 102.3 rushing yards per game, while the defense has allowed 26 points per game this season, guys. Now the Bengals have gone 44.7% on third down, 3 of 4 on fourth down so far, and Joe Burrow, he's completing 70.9% of his passes for 978 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception. While Jamar Chase, he's caught 19 passes for 300 yards and 3 scores, guys. But we got to look at the other side of this as well, man. So Baltimore Ravens are 2-2 this season after they defeated Buffalo by a score of 35-10 in their last game, and Baltimore led 21-3 at halftime. But they did see their lead shrink 21-10 before pulling away for the win. The Ravens outgained Buffalo by a total of 427-236, tied the turnover battle at 1, and went 5 for 9 on third down in the game. Lamar Jackson threw for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Derrick Henry, he took it over. King Henry had 199 rush yards and 1 score in that game, guys. Finally, that rushing attack finally opened up for the Baltimore Ravens, and you actually get to see how deadly they can be. Okay, so Baltimore defeated Dallas by a score of 28-25 in the game prior to that. All right, prior to Buffalo, but they lost their first 2 games against Kansas City and Vegas, guys. Baltimore offense has scored 26.5 points per game with 209.3 passing yards and 220.3 rushing yards per game. And while the defense has allowed 22 points per game this season, it's not the typical Ravens defense that we're used to seeing. The Ravens have gone 44.2% on third down, 2 for 3 on fourth, and Lamar Jackson has completed 66.7% of his passes for 858 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, while Derrick Henry, he's rushed for 480 yards and 5 scores so far this season, guys. Let's take a look at the injury report between these two teams, though, and what's been going on out here, right? So they got a lot of people questionable right now for Baltimore. Deontay Hardy, he's still questionable managing that knee injury. Of course, Brent Urban, he's got the neck. Nick Samick, he's got the leg, hobbled by the leg injury. He's still questionable. Adisa Isaac, he's questionable with the hamstring. Ronnie Stanley, he's questionable with the back, battling that. The guard, Amuve Laulu, he's questionable with a personal injury, personal matter. And it's uncertain if he'll be out there against the Bengals this week, guys. But, this is a rivalry game, right? So, and Andrew Voorhees, he's also questionable managing that ankle injury right now. And then, of course, you got Rasheen Ali. He's got the concussion. There's several other players that's out there, but really no one actually important for Baltimore. But then we look at Cincinnati. Cincinnati got Miles Murphy, the defensive end. He's questionable. Missed the previous 4 games due to the knee injury. It remains to be seen if he'll be out there for this game, finally suiting up. B.J. Hill, he's questionable. He missed the previous 3 games with the hamstring. He still might not be out there. Tanner Hudson, the tight end, he sat out previous 2 games with knee injury. He's still questionable. Sheldon Rankins, he's important. He's missed the previous 2 games, and he's got that hamstring. He's questionable, man. Of course, Trent Brown, he's on IR. We already know that. So, really not not some significant injuries, but significant enough injuries out there for them, for both of those teams, right? So if you look at the matchup right now, I've given you some of the stats, but let's know what they rank at, right? So Baltimore's offense scores 26.5 points per game. That's the 5th best offense in the NFL. Going against the 27th worst defense in the NFL, giving up 26 points per game to opposing offenses, guys, in Cincinnati. Right now, Baltimore's got the number 1 yards per play offense in the NFL. They get 6.8 yards per play, and Cincinnati, they give up 5.2. Man, it's 14th in the NFL, middle of the pack. That ain't gonna do it in this game. Third down conversions, Baltimore's got the 8th best offense, 44.19% of the time they're gonna convert. Cincinnati's defense, they're gonna allow you to convert 41.3% of the time, guys. Not looking good for them. Then Baltimore, if they get to that box, they checking it. Touchdown, 71.43% of the time. That's 6th best in the NFL versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense allows you to score a touchdown 58.33% of the time. That's 18th worst in the NFL, guys. So what's going on against the run? Is Baltimore going to be able to run it against them? Well, Baltimore, we all know they got the number 1 rush offense in the NFL, 6.4 yards per play that they run the ball. Cincinnati defense is giving you 4.4. That's the 18th worst in the NFL. Big opportunity for Baltimore on the ground right now, guys, especially since Cincinnati allows you to run for 145.5 yards per game. That's 25th worst in the NFL. And Baltimore, man, number 1 rush offense in the NFL, getting 220 yards a game, guys. Big opportunity right there. Big opportunity right there, man. Then, if you look against the pass, so is there a chance for them to stop the pass? Well, you know, we know that that Baltimore is passing the ball 60. Their completion rate is 66.97%. That's 17th, middle of the pack. But Baltimore's allowing 69.91, so it's not like they're gonna be able to stop them. But yards per pass, that's what you need to look at now. Baltimore's getting 7.9 yards per play per pass. That's 8th best in the NFL, and they're going against the 9th best defense in the NFL. And when it comes to that metric, only giving up 6.6 yards per pass. All right. So definitely opportunity for Cincinnati to kind of match wits with them in the past. But that rush, they got it. I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop that rush. No, I don't know if they're gonna be able to stop that rush, man. King Henry and Lamar Jackson back there, I don't know. So let's see what's gonna happen on the other side, right? So Cincinnati's offense is 9th best in the NFL. They score 25.5 points, but they're going against Baltimore's 17th ranked defense, man, giving up 22 points a game. That's not good. That's not good, right? There's opportunity there. All right, so Cincinnati's offense is getting 5.9 yards per play. That's 10th best in the NFL, and they're going against a Baltimore defense that gives up 5.3. So that's 15th worst in the NFL, man. It's middle of the pack. Once again, that ain't going to cut it. Then when you look at third down, Cincinnati's converting 44.68% of their third downs. That's 6th best in the NFL. They're going against Baltimore's defense is giving up 38.3. That's 18th worst in the NFL, guys. Just saying. So big opportunity for Cincinnati in this game. When you look at the red zone, Cincinnati got the 9th best red zone offense in the NFL, giving up 61.5. Scoring 61 a touchdown, 61.54% of the time. 9th best in the NFL. Going against the 18th worst defense in the red zone in the NFL, who allows you to score 58.33% of the time, guys. Big opportunity for Cincinnati there. So let's look how Cincinnati's been running the ball. They get the 9th best rushing offense in the NFL. They get 4.6 yards per carry, but Baltimore's rush defense is number 1 in the NFL. They only give up 3 yards a carry, man. You ain't gonna get on them. They only giving up 57.8 rushing yards a game. Okay, and Cincinnati is not like they're good anyway. They get 102.3. That's 23rd worst in the NFL. So they ain't gonna run the ball. Are they gonna be able to pass the ball though? Well, Cincinnati's passing offense, their completion percentage is 70.9%. That's 7th best in the NFL. And Baltimore's middle of the pack, giving up 64.19%. So there is opportunity there, yards per pass. Cincinnati yard per pass, though, they're only getting 7.3 yards per pass, and they're going against the 25th worst, okay, defense against the pass and opposing pass yards, giving up 7.6 yards per pass, guys. Big opportunity for Cincinnati there. All right. Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Cincinnati in the passing game. They ain't going to be able to run it too tough, but that passing game is their opportunity. That's their window, okay? So if you look at the stat splits over the last 3 games, what these two teams have done, all right, so Baltimore is averaging 28.7 points per game, and they're giving up 20.3, whereas Cincinnati, they're doing 30.7 points per game and giving up 29.3 points per game. So there's definitely going to be some scoring in this game, guys. How much? We'll see. Okay, because on the road, Baltimore is only getting 24 points a game, and they're giving up 26. But at home, Cincinnati is only getting 21 and giving up 27, guys. Hence why the over-unders at 48.5 creeped up to 49. All right, and the line has the Baltimore minus that 2.5, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look a little bit deeper into this matchup. Let's look at the situationally, what they've done so far this season. We all know Baltimore's 2-2, Cincinnati's 1-3 straight up. At home, Cincinnati's 0-2, and on the road, Baltimore's 1-1. All right, now that 1-1 that Baltimore has on the road, they did play Dallas and they did play Kansas City. So take that how you take that. Now, when they played Kansas City, they lost at Kansas City 20-27, and when Cincinnati played at Kansas City, they lost 25-26. Sorry, 26-25. So understand that what's actually going on and who they played in those situations. When you're looking against the spread, Baltimore's 2-2 and Cincinnati's 2-2. As a home team, Cincinnati is 0-2, and as an away team, Baltimore is 1-1. Now, as a favorite, okay, or an away favorite, Baltimore is 1-0, and as a home underdog or as an underdog, Cincinnati is 1-0 against the spread. All right, so take that with a grain of salt and understand what's going on with these two teams. Over under. Baltimore's 3 to the over, 1 to the under, and so is Cincinnati. So they've both been allowing teams to score and scoring. As a home team, Cincinnati is 1-1, and as an away team, Baltimore is 2-0. As a favorite, Baltimore's 2-1 to the over, and as an underdog, Cincinnati's 1-0. So like I said, you definitely understand why you kind of want to look towards the over in this game, guys. But let's go ahead and let's look last 10 games, man. Last 10 games, Baltimore is 6-4 in their last 10 games straight up. 6-4 against the spread, 5-4-1. So that's 5 to the over, 4 to the under with 1 push in their last 10 games. Going back to last season, coming up until last week when they played Buffalo, where that game went under the 47.5. Okay, they actually were on an over streak of 3 straight overs, guys. So when you look at Cincinnati's 5-5 straight up, 5-4-1 against the spread, and 8 to the over, 2 to the under in their last 10 games. They're on a 3-game over streak as well right now, okay, with 1 under thus far this season, which was in that New England game. And yeah, when you look head to head, what's going on? All right, head to head, Baltimore runs this 6-4. It's 5-5 against the spread, and it's 6 to the over, 4 to the under in their last 10 games, guys. Baltimore won the last 2 that they played. Baltimore won 27-24 in Cincinnati, which went over the 46. That was back on September 17th last year, and then they won again November 16th, 2023. All right, 34-20. Baltimore covered the 4, and it went over the 46.5, guys. All right, so they haven't beat them in the last 2 times they matched up. So let's go ahead and let's look a little bit at who these teams are matched up against next. Of course, Cincinnati does have games against the Giants, the Cleveland Browns, and the Philadelphia Eagles lined up as their next 3 games. And Baltimore's next 3 games are Washington, Tampa, and Cleveland as well. So it's not like these teams got some pushovers coming up next, man. They do have reasons that they need to try to pull out the games they can win now and then keep going 1 week at a time. So the Baltimore Ravens have hit the first half money line in 15 of their last 22 games, whereas the Cincinnati Bengals have hit the game total over in 13 of their last 20 games. The Baltimore Ravens have covered the first half spread in 16 of their last 22 games, and the Cincinnati Bengals have scored first in 4 of their last 6 games. Cincinnati Bengals have hit the first half game total over in 13 of their last 20 games, and the Baltimore Ravens have hit the second half money line in 10 of their last 13 games. Cincinnati Bengals have hit the third quarter game total over in 11 of their last 17 games, and the Baltimore Ravens have covered the second half spread in 8 of their last 9 games. Cincinnati Bengals have hit the first quarter game total over in 7 of their last 11 games at home, and the Baltimore Ravens have hit the second quarter money line in 13 of their last 20 games. Cincinnati Bengals have only hit the money line in 5 of their last 11 games, guys, and the Baltimore Ravens, well, they've hit the third quarter game total under in 13 of their last 19 games. All right, so what's really going on? Where we at with this game? Well, this is why the Ravens got a good chance to beat them, man. The Bengals have lost 7 of their last 8 October games against AFC opponents. The Ravens have won each of their last 6 games as slight favorites of 3.5 or less. The Bengals have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 games against AFC North opponents. The Ravens have covered the spread in each of their last 4 games against the Bengals, and the Ravens have won the first quarter in each of their last 6 Week 5 games against AFC North opponents. The Ravens have won the first half in in each of their last 8 games as road favorites against AFC North opponents, and the Ravens have scored the first touchdown in 9 of their last 10 games as favorites against AFC North opponents, guys. 8 of the Bengals' last 9 games has gone under the total points line following a win. You know what I mean? And the Ravens' last 4 October games, all right, against AFC North opponents have gone under the total points line. It's definitely something you want to understand, but I'm not seeing the defense in this game, guys. Will history change, though? Will history or trends buck in this, guys, right? So when you're looking at Joe Burrow, man, he comes out and has recorded 281 passing yards in each of the last 4 Sunday regular season appearances with the Bengals as home underdogs, guys. So definitely want to understand that. And Zach Moss has recorded 62 plus rushing receiving yards in the last 4 Sunday appearances with his team as a home underdog. I definitely would be looking to go under in that game. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball. Not Zach Moss. He ain't going to get no 62 or 57 rushing yards in this game. Yeah, you know what I mean? All right. And when you look at the Baltimore Ravens, well, Derrick Henry, he's scored at least 1 touchdown in 13 of the last 14 Sunday appearances with his team as a road favorite. Isaiah Likely, he's recorded 26 plus receiving yards in each of the Ravens' last 7 regular season games against AFC opponents. Definitely want to look at that. All right. And Lamar Jackson has thrown 3 touchdowns in 2 of his 3 previous Sunday appearances at Paycor Stadium, guys. All right. We all know the Bengals rank first in the NFL in average yards per punt. Not nothing I would be looking at. And the Ravens are first in the NFL in yards per game with 429.5 this season. Okay. Baltimore has won 2 games in a row, and they have bounced back that rough start. Now, they are in for a tough divisional battles here, though. Okay, so the Ravens have the best rushing attack in the NFL right now, and Henry went crazy last week against the Bills, so Cincinnati's going to have their hands full there. But the Bengals did pick up their first win last week, and they have some major concerns about their defense, to say the least, right? So Cincinnati's allowed 24 points, 33 points, and 25 points in their last 3 games, and will now have to defend against one of the best offenses in the NFL that looks like it's really starting to come around and click. So, with that being said, I love the Ravens, and I love the Ravens team total points over. I like Ravens team total points over. You can get the money line at -135 right now, and team total points over to 24.5. Love it. That is a -110. All right, but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all at the window, man. Peace.